3 weeks holiday touring France on a bike, it must be marvellous. The peace and quiet of a country town in the morning. And a gentle cruise through the countryside in the afternoon. Perhaps taking in some mountain scenery along the way. Stopping occasionally for a rest. Enjoying the good food that France is famous for. Sampling the fine wines and waters of the region. And a few photographs to show the family. Enjoying a holiday far from the madding crowds. And finishing each day looking forward to the next. Now, that's what you call a holiday. The city of Lyon welcomes the Tour de France for the first time since 1965, and it's putting on its best face. The world's greatest riders arrived here on Thursday, reporting in for the compulsory medical check before facing the 3 weeks marathon. Greg LeMond, the three-time winner, passed with flying colours, but the American had to share the limelight with the Dutchman Gert-Jan Teunissen, back after a year's enforced layoff for alleged doping, and still as popular as ever. This is the route the 22 teams face, a total of 3,900 kilometres to Paris. From Lyon it's north to Brittany, then south to the Pyrenees where we make an incursion into Spain, then over to the Alps and finally Paris on July the 28th. And at 1:30 precisely this afternoon, Spain's Xavier Duc Ballester opened the 78th Tour de France. Hello and welcome to one of the world's great sporting occasions, and Gary Imlach, Paul Sherwin and myself, Phil Liggett, will now bring you daily coverage of this event, which, believe us, is a lot more than just a bike race. But first of all, the predictions, which none of us like, the top 15 places in Paris. First of all, let's begin with Gary's prediction for 15th place.
After his recent win in the French Dauphiné race and being king of the mountains in the Tour of Spain, Lucho Herrera is set to return to the top 15 in Paris.
Former East German and therefore a latecomer to professional cycling, Uwe Ampler told me last year that he would one day win the Tour de France. 14th this time for him.
The only Mexican to ride the Tour with success, Raul may again be hampered by other stars on his team from taking a high finish.
Robert Miller is having another solid season. After winning the time trial stage of the recent Tour of Switzerland, he's ready for the big one. For him, a high place won't be as important as winning the King of the Mountains again, repeating his and Britain's only success in 1984.
Jean-Francois knows all about the ups and downs of the Tour de France. In 1987, his second Tour, he took the overall lead, but then followed a knee injury, which started his career going downhill. Last year he retired in the race, his future in doubt, but he's back with his Spanish team and the trend is up.
Perico Delgado has many fans and they follow him to the Tour. In 1988, his hometown of Segovia celebrated his great win, but since then his form has never quite been good enough. He missed his start in Luxembourg in 1988, finally climbing from last overall to third in Paris. He crashed on the opening stage last year.
Third in the Tour of Spain and fifth in the Giro, Marino is so consistent he must take a high finish.
Andy Hampson is a real talent, but sometimes he finds it hard to accept. His confidence is back right now, so expect a challenge for the top.
Unlikely leader last year, the new world's #1 will be well marked this time. No one will forget his fierce and brave defence once he pulled on the leader's yellow jersey. Certainly not the Italians, and these headlines speak for themselves, and Chiappucci will hope to live up to them.
Miguel Indurain is set to replace Delgado as the new Spanish hope. Until now, he's always been the bit player helping his teammate try to win the race. Last year, he sacrificed his chance of a win on Alpe d'Huez for Delgado, then beat Le Mans to the top of Lousard-Iden. This time, he'll try to beat him to Paris.
Belgium is ready now to find a replacement for the retiring Claude Criquillon, and Johan Bruneel looks like the one. In his first tour last year, he showed he could climb and finish 17th. His form is good, and a surprise could be in store.
If Nice Guys were automatic winners, then Eric would win every time. This year, the course may not suit him, so a step back from third last year to fourth this is what we think. But his win in America's Tour du Pont shows he's ready now to do battle.
After a year's suspension for alleged steroid abuse, Teunisser came back with an immediate win in the Tour of Luxembourg. They said the enigma of the sport has trained 35,000 miles during his year out and climbed Alpe d'Huez 80 times. The man his fans call Geronimo could be back with his best ever finish.
Italy has not won the Tour since 1965, but Gianni Bugno has the ability. Last year, he became the first Italian to win on Alpe d'Huez since Fausto Coppi won there in the 50s. He also won at Bordeaux. He's trained with victory in mind and must be the most likely to take Le Mans' title.
And our number one this year is Greg LeMond, who feels the pull of the Tour de France like no other. His career was interrupted by his hunting accident, and his story really is fairy tale stuff. He returned to the race in 1989, and he won it with the narrowest margin in history, just 8 seconds. LeMond is an innovator, always searching for something new that will help him win the race. When LeMond rides the Tour, it's an ill wind that will blow no good for the rest of the field. He should become the first rider to score a hat-trick since Eddie Merckx.
It'd be nice every time I start the Tour to win, but unfortunately, you can't always be at your best in July every year. I try to be, and I hope I am. I don't know if I'm 100% confident that I am at my best right now, but I'm feeling better. I mean, I need the heat, I need the good weather.